Welcome to hOLA, a podcast of the Catholic community of Our Lady of Angels in Allen, Texas. Our hope is to reach out and stay in touch with our community in ways that are informative, community building, and fun. We start out each episode with a little bit of hOLA news, then interview a guest, and close with a look at our personal spiritual journeys and a challenge or prayer for the community. I am Jennifer Hardy with co-host Rosemary Crocker.
Hello, everybody.
And this episode is coming out on June 26th, so we are officially in summer now. So, Rosemary, how's your summer been going?
You know, it's amazingly been going so fast, but with that fast speed, I am really feeling kind of old this summer. It's really just hitting me. I went on Catholic Artwork Camp and so excited to be with the youth and stuff. But in that week, I really realized, Rosemary, your body is slowing down.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's kind of funny that you should say that because I was just reflecting on that a little bit too because I've, what have I been doing? And one thing that I've been doing that's a little bit different is playing tennis with my son because he's really into that. So we'll just go to just one of the courts around here. Of course, at 9:30 at night because it's so hot.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
But I'm there. I've got my ankle brace, my wrist brace, and I'm, and then I'm kind of hobbling the next day. And so I'm like, what is happening?
And those are the times, too, that our children probably go, wow, how fashionable,
Right, I know. Good thing it's 9:30, right?
Yes.
No one can see. Yeah, just keep him busy with that. Evan's in camp this week, so back and forth picking him up. And
that's awesome. And it's good that we have our kids to help us still feel young, right?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely keep us the day completely full. So
yes.
Certainly. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on in our community at this time. So we have registration for faith formation for all grades. So that's preschool through high school for the 2021-2022 school year. So that's open now on our website, so you can check that out. We have some great offerings for all the different grades, so look into that and get in touch with us if you have any questions. Vacation Bible School registration is still going on. We're going to have a kickoff event on Saturday, July 10th, followed by the program July 15th through the 18th. With the exception of the in-person events, the program can be done on your own time. So sign up for that. You can do it whenever. And then another piece of exciting news, I can't remember, Rosemary, if we mentioned this before or not, but our 5 p.m. Sunday Mass has begun again.
Yes. And that is super exciting. We have Kent Alamo and his family and some other people doing the music. And if you haven't experienced it, it's pretty dynamic.
Yes. So definitely come check out our talented teen musicians at this service as well. So, I think that's about all. I guess it's some summer lull and
yes.
a few things going on, but we do have a really great interview for you today. So, as you know, Rosemary was just mentioning that she just recently got back from Catholic Artwork Camp. And so we thought it would be nice to hear from both her and a few of the other participants as well. So we invited both an adult and a teen. So we've got a wonderful conversation with Tracy McCoy and Anna Quinn. They just have a really great insight into the value of this type of mission work and their relationship with the Lord. So stay tuned for that.
All right, everybody. So last week was pretty exciting. The youth got to go to Catholic Artwork Camp, and I got to go along on that journey with them, which was just a total blessing. One of the big blessings is meeting and getting to know some of the people in the parish better. Two of those people I asked to be on the podcast episode. So we are going to be interviewing today Tracy McCoy, who was a chaperone along on the trip, and Anna Quinn, who is one of the youth that participated in Catholic Artwork Camp. And actually, Anna Quinn now is a termed as a young adult. So let me get that straight first, because she's getting ready to head off to college. But we are excited to have them here, and we're going to start off with a question for Tracy, who's one of the chaperones. So, Tracy, how are you doing today?
Oh, great. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So, Tracy, I wanted to know, this wasn't your first time going to Catholic Heart Work Camp, but what was your original reason for signing up to go? And what were you expecting to gain from the experience? And what was your hope for your children to gain from the experience?
Right. Originally I signed up because I had heard wonderful feedback from all the adults and teens who had gone in the past. And I wanted to share a service experience with my son Drew and expose him to other ways to grow in faith, other than our regular faith formation at the parish. Uh, And this was a great experience because it combines both service and faith in one full week. So that was really my my reasons for attending.
Awesome. Those are very good reasons. And did you end up gaining from the experience for yourself?
Well, sure. I mean, there were a lot of opportunities. Some of it was convicting about my ability to work. But I hope to, gain some time with my son. I wanted to share our faith with him doing things other than just weekly mass or faith formation classes, and fellowship with other adults and teens. I mean, I was so grateful that Rosemary came along and Father and Alyssa, it allowed fellowship in that area as well. So,
Yeah, it sounds like a great experience. And I'd like to segue into asking Anna a similar question because you also, this wasn't your first time, I believe, going to have the Cartwork
Correct.
Camp or a similar program. So what brought you in the first time? Were you at all hesitant? What did you think it was going to be like? And, what brought you back?
Yeah, so this was my second time at Catholic Heart Work Camp, and I was definitely hesitant to sign up the first time, mostly because I wasn't totally sure what I was signing up for. I just knew a lot of my friends were doing it, and they had done Shine the year before, and they really enjoyed it. So I thought, well, maybe it'll be similar. Um, I just expected it to be a good way to get away from distractions and focus on my faith. It ended up surpassing all my expectations, but that's just kind of what I was thinking. And I decided to come back the second time just because how much I love being surrounded by people who are on fire for Christ and just doing some hard work and getting out of the comfort of being in my own room.
Yeah, it's really great to
Awesome.
hear that it, yeah, exceeded your expectations and, that it sounded like you were more than willing to come back the next time. Yeah, that's awesome.
That is great. I love hearing that. Just wanting to be around people who are on fire for the faith. That's totally awesome. So very good. Tracy, you know, hearing that from Anna, wanting to be around people who are on fire for the faith. What were some things that you saw in our teens from Ola during the week that maybe surprised you?
right. So I think not only did some of this surprise me, but some of it I was just overwhelmed and grateful for. And number one, we have some really hardworking teens. Our project was building a fence. We built a 250-foot fence in less than 4 days, and just watching them all work so hard and work so well together was wonderful. Uh, Also, we had a lot of little breakout sessions where we could reflect and talk to each other, and just the depth of their faith was not necessarily surprising, but it just made me feel so grateful. And watching them minister to each other and seeing them share with each other was wonderful. Um, and just how open they were to sharing their faith and enjoying this experience with each other. That was nice to see. Uh,
Yes.
I was blown away too at the staff from Catholic Heart Work Camp. So the staff was college students, and talk about people on fire for their faith. Watching these the young adults witness their faith to our teens was just perfect. And as
Yes,
a parent, you really pray for your kids to make our faith their own faith. And it was nice to see that in action during the week. Uh,
absolutely. Very, very good for the soul for
yes,
us older people, huh?
definitely, definitely.
And having your son on the trip, have you seen some of the fruits of that within him and maybe in your relationship with him? Does that kind of bring a certain depth to that relationship with him?
Well, it's interesting. I will say I had different expectations going into it. I thought that we would share a ton of time together, but something that surprised me and I was happy about was watching him connect with the other teens and spending that time with them and sharing his faith with them. And just watching him unplug for a whole week was wonderful.
Yes.
Uh, the biggest thing for me, especially being the mom of teenage boys, is at the end of the trip, I said, "Well, Drew, would you do this again?" And he said, "Well, yes. If these same people went, I'd love to go again." And that's a glowing recommendation from a teenage boy. Uh,
Absolutely.
Yes,
the
I've
other
heard
thing,
that comment. I'm
yeah,
sorry, break in, but I've
yeah,
heard that comment before from mine, and yeah, you love to hear that.
yeah. Also, something that helped me too that was kind of fun was I got to drive Anna and some other teenage girls, so I became a lot more familiar with the teenage girl vernacular, which was wonderful for me. Uh,
Yay.
and just having that good feeling of serving others and growing in faith and fellowship with our teens and the other adults in the parish. It was a wonderful experience. So.
That's awesome. Thanks, Tracy. And I have to add in, Tracy was what was your title at our site?
I think it was team builder, but
Yes, team builder coordinator, and Tracy just kept us going because it was, like she said, that fence was large and it was so hot. There was quite an aura of sweat around. So,
yeah,
but it was good. It was good.
Wow, listening to everybody, I'm really looking forward to seeing the pictures and video of this. So I'm hoping we can
Yeah.
get that out soon to everybody. I think Alyssa's working on that. All right, so Anna, do you think this is an experience that you will always remember? And what parts of it would you say were the most memorable?
Yeah, I definitely think this is something I'll always remember, just because there's so much that happens during that week. I mean, you wake up at 6 a.m. and go to sleep at 11 p.m., and between those hours, there's just like laughter, inside jokes, and working as a team. But I think what made it so memorable was not so much the memories I made with the people in the parish, but the memories I made with God. During that trip, I got some much needed alone time with Him, just like during adoration, daily mass, everything like that. And I learned how much you can connect with God if you just let Him in. And also, I know for me, before Memphis, I had gotten so caught up in finishing the school year, ton of little graduation tasks I had to do, getting everything ready for the summer, that I just pushed out the most important aspect of my life, which is my faith. So getting away from my quote unquote responsibilities was so nice, just bringing myself back to all my core values.
That is so great to hear. You just sound so responsible in the faith and life for your age. It's very refreshing to hear that. So, what would you say to the teens in the parish who were just hesitant to try something like this?
Yeah, so I totally know the feeling. I was definitely hesitant too, but I would say just go for it. I mean, it's only like, I think 6 days, and those 6 days can be, the best days ever, and they can be exactly what you didn't even know you needed, or they can be just a few days that you forget about when you get home. And I think there's a really good chance that it'll be the first one. It's definitely intimidating to sign up for something like this, especially if you've never been on a retreat or some kind of like faith activity like this. But everyone is so inclusive and so willing to talk to everyone. And since you're seeing each other every day and eating together and making a difference in the world together, you grow to become good friends with people you would have never met otherwise, and time just flies by once you're there.
Yeah, that's I think that's some really good points, and I think hearing it from you will really help. Sometimes hearing it from somebody close to your age is just, just so much better. I'm wondering too, if you have any kind of tips for other people close to your age that to help them grow as close to God and to see that relationship as you have.
I think it's all about consistency. Once you stop praying and you stop, like seeking God, it's obvious that your faith isn't as prevalent in your life. And then you also notice like little things like lying and gossiping, and that's when you realize you're straying away. And so I think being conscious on what your actions are and what your thoughts are is so important to growing in your relationship with God. You have to know that it's not always going to be perfect, but like anytime you come back, anytime you like say his name, he's always there. And I just think that's the most important part. It's a relationship after all, so you're gonna have your ups and downs with him, but it always ends in a loving and a good note.
Yes, very well put.
When you listen to Anna, it just gives you such hope for our faith and for what's to come for these young people, and she's just one example of the kids that we had going on this trip. So it was a wonderful experience, and it just made my heart so full.
Cool.
Yes, yes, I feel the same way, Tracy. Anna took part in our group of leading in prayer or reflection some of the days, and actually, I can just picture her standing and talking about the letting your light shine. And Anna, you said something about the light being under the bushel. Um, that the light is still there, but maybe we need to remove the bushel from it so it can shine. And that stuck with me as an adult. So I just loved being able to gain insight from the youth. Different things they said and the way they acted. It was just beautiful. And Anna is going to be leaving us, heading off to college, a new adventure. And, I just want to give you, Anna, the opportunity to say anything about your time, especially in the high school years with the hOLA youth program, and, just any words that you want to leave to inspire and others to join in.
Yeah, I think Ola is filled with so many kind and loving people that make it so easy to want to come every week. The friendships are so genuine, and it's evident that all the adult leaders are truly there to help you and guide you in your faith journey, and they see you for your heart and not anything else that is happening outside your life. So if you're like in eighth grade and you're about to come into high school and you don't really want to do it, I say just go for it. Just come to one meeting. I think it's so good to have a stable organization to be a part of throughout your high school years, because you're going to join a lot of clubs and you're going to join sports and meet new people, but always having your faith to rely on at the end of the week, and like people to see that are going to keep you on track is so important as you're in high school.
Awesome.
Man, it's a great perspective and very, very helpful. Yeah. Well, I want to personally thank you guys for your witness in Memphis, for your witness at hOLA, just for going out there and doing that, and just showing what it means to be Catholic and to be part of this faith community.
Well,
Yes,
thanks.
absolutely.
Thank you.
And for coming on the show. So thank you. Thank you for taking the time out again today to be here, because I really think this is an important conversation for our community too.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. And there will be an opportunity to sign up for Catholic Heart Work Camp this coming summer. So keep your eyes and ears open, and definitely try to sign up.
Yes,
Definitely.
we
That
don't
will
Yes.
want
be
to miss
in
it.
all of our communications for sure.
Yes. Thank you guys again.
Thanks,
Thank
Jennifer.
you.
Thanks, Rosemary. Thanks, Anna.
Thanks, Miss
Yes.
Tracy.
What a wonderful conversation. I really enjoyed talking to both of them. That was very refreshing to hear just how they're enacting their faith and just the evident relationship with the Lord that they have, which brings us to our own faith journeys. So Rosemary, I'm sure there was a lot going on with Catholic Heart Work Camp. Is there anything you want to
Yes.
talk about with that?
Absolutely. It was an amazing week, and I'm still processing just different ways that God was talking to me during that time. Trying to journal and, get everything down. But one of the main things I took away from my personal faith journey right now is the school that we stayed in. It was a Catholic high school there in Memphis, and they had this beautiful chapel, and we had free time. So yes, I'm a social person at times, and, really wanted to connect with some people, but I also just felt God calling me to go and spend some time in the chapel with Jesus and just to sit and be. And I had some great revelations then, some ways that Jesus kind of consoled me with some things that came to mind. And it just made me really aware that as things are reopening, our world is, in some sense getting back to normalcy. That quiet time that I've had the availability for, I really want to hold on to. And I really want to make that a priority in my day. So that right now is like the biggest part of my faith journey. And so I just pray that I can keep persevering in that. So Jennifer, what has been your personal journey lately?
Sure, yeah. So last time I know I talked a little bit about some struggles with prayer. I can't say that it was completely alleviated, but I kind of gave myself more space to go slower with the spiritual practice that I'm doing and just kind of stick with a certain section for a while. Probably if you've been listening the whole time, I'm like very structured and can be like very, I don't know, maybe hard on myself, and just, I think just, it allowed me more freedom, which I think is always a good thing, especially in prayer. And I was praying with the journey of the Magi for a good portion of that time, actually, and just found a surprising number of correlations with my life. It's kind of interesting when you really spend time with something that, you've kind of always taken for granted. Like you just, oh yeah, of course I know that story, but do you really,
nice.
kind of, do you really, like, what was it like for them, to walk like that and things like that. So, and there just seemed to be kind of a pattern that emerged where it felt very affirming that I am where I should be on my journey. So
that's awesome. I really, we'll have to talk about this more later because I'm very intrigued. But that mention that you said about being hard on yourself, I think that's something we do kind of naturally do sometimes. And thinking about the Magi's journey and taking that time. Sometimes we think it has to be a sprint, but doesn't have to be.
Right, and it's not up to us, like the it's up to God what he's going to share with us and bless us with. So yeah, I think sometimes we're we put it all on ourselves, like I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna pray this way and I'm gonna try to get that, but you can't,
because we're the moms that have to take care of everything, right?
Right. So yeah, it's one of those out of the box experiences. So
yes, that's
definitely
awesome.
So last time we kind of put out a summer challenge out there, and asked if you kind of let us know what you're doing. And we did hear back from somebody. We heard back from Phil Garcia, who is a parishioner and one of our Stephen ministers. Phil has been very busy, kept himself busy during the pandemic and during the beginning of the summer. He has spent a lot of time preparing for and training a new class of Stephen ministers. So that's just a wonderful gift he's given our community. Yes. He says that his prayer life has increased exponentially during this time, and he spends time every morning in scripture reading and self-study and tries to go to Friday Mass and adoration. And as a Stephen minister, he's had a care receiver for almost 2 years, and they meet once a week and text often. So it's just a big part of his life.
Yeah, that's a
And
wonderful commitment.
yes, yes, it really is. It's beautiful. And then also, he said he's gotten to spend a lot of time with his new granddaughter. So he says he's teaching her to pray, and they go to mass sometimes. And he and Gloria just kind of help out with like regular tasks like meals and getting her to school and stuff. So he's keeping busy in quasi retirement.
Yes, yes.
So this is, we'd love to bring this to you because this is a great snapshot, because next time we'll be interviewing another Stephen minister. So make sure you check out our next episode to hear more about that ministry that we have.
Yes, absolutely. That'll be a wonderful interview. And so now, are we ready for our next challenges?
Yes, let's put it out there.
All right. So I'm going to start off with a challenge for the adults that are listening. With being at Catholic Heart Work Camp and getting to talk with youth and pray with them, some wonderful prayer experiences, and getting to hear their fervor for the faith, I want to challenge the adults to reach out to a young person, maybe in your family, a niece or a nephew, if you're a godparent, maybe your godchild. And, you know, if you don't have that availability, maybe somebody within the parish that's a young person. And just talk to them about their faith journey, share yours, and make it a time of listening. You know, with the young people, that's the most important thing. They don't want to feel like you're trying to give them a lesson, trying to tell them what to do, but sometimes they just want to be heard. So that would be my part of the challenge for everyone.
Sure. And just to kind of correlate with that, just on the reverse side. So if you are a young person, you go ahead and reach out as well. If there's an aunt or an uncle that you maybe haven't seen for a while, maybe they live in another state, or or a grandparent, or even just, you know, one of the neighbors that you're walking down the street, just say hi. And so it's just as much a thing that you can do as the adults can do. So reach out and just have, you know, just adults would love that, to have that conversation, just to know that you were thinking about them, even if you don't have anything specific to talk about. Just call up and say hi.
Yes. As a world, we have to start reconnecting and outside of the digital world, you know?
Definitely. All right. Well, I think that's it. We're going to wrap it up. So email us with any news, or if you have an idea for a guest, at podcast@OurLadyOfAngels.com.
And we thank you all for joining us for this episode. And until next time, adios, hola.